Break Extra continues.
Welcome back. This morning we have Congressman Brett Guthrie joining us from Kentucky. Congressman, thanks for making time for us early today.
Hey, thanks for having me here. It's a great privilege.
All right, well, Congressman, our first question for you is about the relief package that has been discussed in Congress the last few weeks or so. Really still no agreement. And in your opinion, whether it's the HEALS Act or not, what does the stimulus look like? The best stimulus we could have right now, and when do you think that needs to be implemented?
Well, we're currently in a stalemate, and it's frustrating that we all flew back to Washington, D.C. on Saturday to vote on a bill that's going to go nowhere on the post office when mail is flowing, mail is going to happen. There is really no question that people's ballots are going to be counted. And we should be working on this. And the biggest issue is, I think, that it should look like is assistance to small businesses. When we passed the CARES Act in March, we really believed that it was going to be a more short-term virus, like it would behave a coronavirus. The flu virus is a coronavirus. So we thought COVID-19 would act like MERS, H1N1. It was a legitimate belief that we could shelter in place, we could shut down, we could spend a month or 30 days or so and then be back to normal. But this virus doesn't behave like the others, and it stayed throughout the summer. It's going to be here through the fall. And so a package needs to, I believe, needs to focus on making sure our small businesses who have been greatly affected by this, who put people back to work, are supported through probably a lesser PPP, payroll protection program, than bigger businesses had the chance to have that in the past. So it should be truly small, mom and pop Main Street businesses that are truly hurting. But I think that's where we need to focus on keeping our employers in place so they can pay their employees and keep people on the payroll.
And you brought up the post office and the House passing that bill over the weekend. The Postal Service bill would give the USPS $25 billion. And your colleague in Congress and the top Republican in the Oversight Committee, James Comer, yesterday has called this discussion a political stunt. He said the president does not support the bill. The Postal Service does not support the bill, and the Senate will likely not take up the bill. You voted no whenever the bill was on the House floor. Why do you think the bill is not something that needs to pass?
Well, here's the question. The Post Office has $14 billion cash on hand, so giving them $25 billion today does not have anything to do or affect the election at all. And so what the Postmaster General wants to update the Post Office. We have members on the other side of the aisle that spend an enormous amount of time talking about what we're all concerned about, is veterans can't get their medicines because they're being delayed. And what has happened, what it was reacting to, is the Postmaster General in June has seen, because of COVID, an enormous increase in packaging. As packages come in through the post office, far more than envelope mail or standard mail. And so what they were doing is taking out mail sorting lines for envelopes that aren't being used and replacing them with package sorting lines. And so I'm sure somebody in the post office was tweeting and sending out comments that, oh, they're taking down, they're dismantling the post office. They weren't dismantling the post office. They were trying to make the capacity better for packages, which is what people get for their medicines. And so it somehow became viral. If people had either didn't do their homework or they just wanted to present a situation that's not true, in Kentucky, every single person who requests a ballot will know whether or not they get it from the post office, and they need to request it in time to mail it back in. And you can check with your county clerk to make sure your ballot was received. So there is no reason that someone in Kentucky can't track whether they received it. They'll know by receiving it if they received their ballot and whether the ballot was received. And so it was, I think I agree with Congressman Comer, who spends a lot of time on this. We have to modernize the post office. The post office has said we're going to stop any innovation and keep it like it is until after the election, just so the appearance of goes away.
And kind of quickly here, Congressman, today in your district and around Kentucky, thousands of students are returning to the classroom, some of them virtually, some of them not. The governor gave the recommendation for all schools to go virtual through the end of September, just about. What do you think about that decision? Do you think that the federal government needs to play a larger role in some of the guidelines set for going back to school?
Well, the federal government, the CDC, does set the guidelines for how you maintain a safe environment. And so the government should put the guidelines. And then local school districts. I know that I live in Warren County. Warren County and Bowling Green are both going back to school this week. When the governor put out the statewide mandate on September 28th, I said, if you're not safe next week, you're not going to be safe until we get a vaccine. It's a communicable disease. Cases are gonna spread. What I say we have to manage to are our hospitals. Do our hospitals have the capacity to treat cases? And that's what we need to monitor to. And so I think we're gonna have a vaccine sometime in the fall, hopefully sooner rather than later, maybe October, November. We're currently manufacturing vaccines as we speak. So if they're approved, we could have up to 100 million doses by the 1st of next year. And so I think that's when we get back to a new normal. So if you're gonna prevent people from going to school and other things, first of all, we want to do it safely. And I can tell you, I know personally the superintendents in my hometown, in my community, and they want every child to be safe. And they think they believe they can do it safely or they wouldn't be attending school. And so some of the other schools may have let now that since some schools are meeting, the ones who meet later can take lessons learned and figure out what other schools have done right and maybe didn't do so right. But if you're wanting to have schools meet without any cases ever coming up, you need to wait till there's a vaccine. And so schools are choosing to wait till, some are waiting until October. Need to just go ahead and tell people we're gonna wait till the 1st of the year. If that's when a vaccine, I think, is gonna be, I think we're gonna have a vaccine in the fall, but by the time we have enough people inoculated with the vaccine for it to make a difference is after the 1st of the year.
Congressman Guthrie, thanks for making time for us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me here, appreciate it.
We'll be right back.